Thank you for auditing the always positive new music review show, hosted by a French professor who is doing his Thunderground Thursday on a Friday. And I'm just here to talk about a band that maybe you've never heard of. That's what I do on these little videos. I'm going to try to keep this one under 5 minutes, so hopefully more people can watch. Did I succeed? I don't know. I don't edit, so tell me in the comments. And you're going to have to forgive initially my very clickbaity thumbnail. Forget the Stones, here's the Wytches, or why the Wytches are better than the Stones. I don't know what I'm going to decide on. And I am going to get to the point about why this band, the Wytches, is better now than the Rolling Stones are now. But first, I want to explain why am I even being clickbaity at all? Why am I trying to keep this under 5 minutes? It's because of the algorithm, okay? I'm trying to keep my channel growing. It's been totally plateauing. I took a vacation. It was a wonderful vacation. It killed this channel. And the problem is, I release these videos and I get momentum, and then every week if I release these Thunderground Thursday, it just kills the momentum. Because people don't care. People don't want to see stuff they don't know. Except for you. You're watching. You're awesome. You're my personal favorite kind of viewer of this channel. But the other thousands of viewers, auditors, they just don't do it. So, instead I thought, you know what? The last time I reviewed a new Rolling Stones song, I got 6,000 views. I'll do that with Sweet Sounds of Heaven, the new song, which is actually pretty good, despite Lady Gaga's presence. And so I was going to do that, just for clicks. But then I have a new revelation, and this just came to me last night. Fuck the algorithm. Just fuck it. I'm going to swear. That's going to hurt my algorithm. I'm going to talk about bands that you don't know, but who cares? Okay, so this will get under 1,000 views, but these 900, 600 views is what this channel is all about. It's about a middle-aged guy who's trying to come to terms with new music, and I want to share that with you. And if you're one of those Rolling Stones fans who's sitting there angrily saying, "How dare he say that someone's better than the Stones?" Hey, you're going to learn, okay? So come along with me, because I've learned a few things doing this channel for 5 years, having open ears as a middle-aged man. 3 basic things about music today. 1, genres are basically meaningless and are going to be totally meaningless within the next couple decades. 2, rap music is the best it's ever been, better than it was in the 90s. And 3, there are still great rock and roll bands. And that's why I'm trying to trigger you, old Rolling Stones fan who saw my video and got pissed about things that I got wrong and dares to say bad things about the Rolling Stones. The Wytches are a great rock and roll band that exists now. And if you like the Rolling Stones and the way the Rolling Stones make you feel or made you feel, give the Wytches a chance. I call them the Wytches because that's how you spell their name, W-Y-T-C-H-E-S. And the thing is this. There are other rock bands out there that are trying to make rock music to make you happy. Boomer, Xer, 45-year-old guy like me, 46-year-old guy like me. But that's not who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Greta Van Fleet, or bands that are trying to have a bunch of middle-aged dudes in their audience. I'm talking about young, hungry, rocking, vaguely satanic bands just like the Wytches, okay? So if that's a thing that you liked about the Rolling Stones, that feeling of rawness, that awesome, great, dark, cool, goat's head, soupy, frantic, Exile on Main Street rawness. If that's what you're looking for, you can't look for it with the Rolling Stones anymore. They all have individual jets. They all have brand deals with different soda companies, okay? So it's great. Love the Stones. Love what they do. Love their new stuff. They're great. But hey, there's still great music out there. I'd like to quote the great Yugoslavian thinker and musician George Blašević. This is a rough quote. My wife tells me all the time. Of course it was better back in our day, because in those days we were the 20-year-olds, not these little shits who have no idea how to be young. That's just it. There are always going to be little shits who know how to be young, even when you're older. So what is this band? They are never overproduced, never underproduced. They are bass, guitar, drums, vocals. Charismatic lead singer, perfectly made. Let me give you an example. Click above the Cream banner up there with a song called Maria. It's a catchy, tight riff. It makes me think of a drunken spider playing guitar. I don't know why, but that's how I feel. Great kind of 90s style, grungy bass work. Everyone is playing exactly what they should. The singer's got this high, charismatic voice. Great fuzzy instrumental break. A little jam, these crashing cymbals, this like brutal force and yet some grace. He comes screaming into the second part of the song with these lyrics. Your guilt overrides the grace, your grace in this role, crooked old rule, it'll never change. It's a whole song about the Blessed Virgin Mary, Beata Virgo Maria. I don't really quite get what it is. I don't know what he's talking about, but this is outro with the slide guitar and it's crashing around and descending in the full emotional core and filled with energy, okay? That's what you can get if you're listening out there. And let me try to show you. I'm going to go through the rest of the album so quick. I'm going to say like 2 things about each song. Zep Step, badass little sounds, cool little surf guitar. Sloped Old Tower, thoughtful, gentle song with an amazing lead guitar line and emotional strength. Bats, kind of a pavement jam, crescendos into rock. Unsure, little pocket groove jam, slacker 60s sweetness. Spark, a woozy guitar line with a xylophone? Something to fall back on about the impossibility of making it, and a beautiful little drum jam where the snares is doing this pap sound. Our guest can't be named. Vaguely satanic bass and low guitar with jazzy loose drums. I love the loose drums on this album. Bill Blood. This is what music would be if Tool were not for angry nerds. Thank you. My baby's in the other room. She agrees with that. That's funny. I'm going to say that again. And I'm just kidding. You rewind it. And the album ends with a nice little waltz called Fool with a beautiful melody, maybe even some theremin. Okay? So that's my recommendation. I can't wait for the new Stones album to come out. I'm going to review it. I'm probably going to buy it, and I'm probably going to like it. But realistically, let's be honest. There's still the real stuff being made, and The Wytches is one of those examples. I bought my daughter this album because she really liked it. I'm going to buy her the new one. Also, I got her this comic book with the same name, Wytches, by Scott Snyder. It's a very good horror comic book. If you're into sort of graphic novels, weird horror family stories, check out The Wytches and do what my daughter and I did. Listen to The Wytches while reading The Wytches. All right. Until next time, feel free to leave comments. If you say AVAA, I will always heart that comment. Subscribe, smash the like bucket. Thunderground Thursday on a Friday. Woo! There's the camera.